Welcome to another episode on the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit. That's Big Boy Bravs with us. We got Thanos back on the podcast. We got Big Boy Dylan back at it like a bad habit. And
yo, show me your jersey. Show them your jersey.
He's repping it hard.
Wow. Wow.
Definitely still a question mark on it, whether or not they're going to come out of the Western Conference. But as of right now, it looks like they got a pretty good chance of coming out and advancing to the second round. But we obviously don't know the Western Conference matchups yet for the second round, because all these final three series are going to most likely a game 6 or a game 7. So let's just focus on the Eastern Conference because we have the matchups ready, set, and ready to go for the weekend. And we'll start off with the number one team in the Eastern Conference with the best record in the league, and that's the Philadelphia 76ers. They took care of business against the Washington Wizard team with a pretty highly known dynamic duo, but they just didn't have enough firepower to take on the Sixers, and the 76ers took care of business in 5 games.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
That was a good series, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to remember it's the 1 seed versus the 8th, right? So it's never usually close series anyways, 1 and 8. And especially with Joel coming down, you see why Philly is the 1 seed. The rest of their players, this guy, I guess it was Thibault.
Yeah,
he stepped it up. He doesn't have a lot of stuff on the stats, but watching this guy play, he's like an OG, Anunoby, or a little bit like Norman Powell. He doesn't need the ball a lot, but he affects the game.
100%.
That guy's coming up as a good high-value player, I guess late in the draft lottery, but he came up good, and even without Joel Embiid, they still got the win easily.
100%.
Yeah, I believe Matisse Thybulle was Boston's pick, and then they gave him up to Philly.
Yeah, they traded him.
Yeah, but
Yo, he is still hype.
Yeah, for sure. He was one of the pieces that were supposed to be in the deal for the Raptors for Kyle Lowry trade. And Tyrese Maxey too. I mean, he played pretty well, especially in this last game.
He's a rookie, right?
Yeah, he got some really good minutes, and I mean, for the most part, he's showing promise. He's still a young player. This is his first playoff experience, so like,
Right.
You don't expect much, but he was definitely showing out against some of the veterans out there on the opposite end.
Yeah, I mean, they have a good balance of veterans and young guys.
Mhm.
Like if you look at their start, well, Seth Curry, what do you consider him? A veteran now? I guess he is.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's a vet.
Seth and Danny Green and Tobias in the starting. And off the bench, their vets are like Dwight Howard, George Hill. So they got a good balance there.
Yeah,
And the middle tier guys are like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid.
You got Shake Milton. You got those guys, too.
Yeah.
Shake Milton was nowhere to be found, but
Yeah,
Seth Curry in the final game to close it out dropped a 30-piece. I thought it was Steph Curry out there playing, but
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you guys this before. Like, I think even though he's not that good on the defensive end, I feel like he was an upgrade compared to Josh Richardson for this team when Doc Rivers came over and brought his son-in-law.
Yeah, because they just needed 3-point shooting, right? That's what they were lacking last season, right?
Right.
And
Got Danny, Seth Curry.
they can rely on the threes right now because Joel's out. They can rely on the threes. If you look at Tobias Harris, he had 2 threes, 8 of 10 for the free throw line.
Mhm.
And I can see them resting Joel Embiid for the first couple of games if they don't really need him against ATL.
Well, I think they will because you got Clint Capella out in ATL, right? They don't have a matchup if there's no Joel.
Yeah, and well, Dwight Howard still comes off the bench and puts a solid 15 minutes in. So that's 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, 15 minutes. That's the best backup for sure in the NBA center.
Yeah, I think they should just sit him out for the first game, see how it goes, and then make a decision on the second game, right?
They have nothing to lose. Like if they beat ATL without Joel Embiid, the series is done there because Joel will come back.
Yeah, for
sure. Yeah.
Dwight Howard's going to get minutes in this playoff series against Clint Capella. I think he wants to get a little bit of revenge because he was the one who got replaced by Capella in Houston.
Yeah,
when he
true.
And even for Trey Young, I feel like the matchup between him and Simmons, I think it's gonna be more tough for Trey Young to actually make those shots compared to what he did on the Knicks.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think he's gonna get those type of shots on the against the 76ers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was never a defender the caliber of Ben Simmons or Matisse Thybulle on the Washington Wizards. And Matisse Thybulle in his his best game probably won't be on the offensive end shooting the three, but he's been shooting it pretty well, especially in the Washington series when they needed a bucket from him, he was able to capitalize.
Right.
But he has these like 4 block 3 steals or 3 blocks 4 steals kind of games, and that's what they look for from him. And I think he's going to be a huge factor in the series, especially against a guy like Trey Young or even Bogdanovich. Like the shooters, they need to obviously stop those guys, right?
Yeah.
Because those the Atlanta Hawks shooters were getting whatever they want, whenever they wanted. And
Well, the Philly defense, individual defense, isn't that great though. They have good individual defenders, but they can't guard everyone. So like even if you look at the Washington Wizards, Beal, maybe they wanted to do this, but they just let Beal and Westbrook do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then the only game, well, the last couple games, Ryu, who I guess was their third option, kind of woke up.
Ryu's a good draft pick for them. He's stepping up and he's doing really well for the Washington Wizards.
There's a lot more weapons they have to be worried about on ATL, like
100%.
Gallinari, Bogdanovich. Those guys are trouble too, and they're gonna have to put good defenders on them. They can't just put who else do they have?
Rondo?
Seth Curry.
No, not Rondo.
Seth Curry's a non-factor on defense.
Lou Will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the weapons are there on ATL.
Yeah, but
very good.
This is gonna be a tough matchup for both teams. I feel like everyone's underestimating ATL. It's including me. Like I thought Atlanta was gonna lose the first round against the Knicks. But like they have a lot of weapons, like Dylan said. Like they got a bunch of shooters. Same with Philly, so it's gonna be a tough series.
Yeah, but
don't get me wrong. Sorry, well, me have a quick point, but don't get me wrong. But I do think ATL can compete. Like Trey Young is showing why he is ice cold, right? Like he is, put that pressure on him, became the villain in MSG, and he's killing it, right? So I don't know. This is going to be another fun series. So let's see what's good.
Yeah, Trey Young is definitely showing everyone on the biggest stage that he's deadly when it comes to that pick and roll.
Yeah.
Something I just realized is that the coaches probably matched up before, these two coaches in the West before, right?
Nate McMillan.
They probably played against each other.
And Doc Rivers, right?
Yeah.
Probably. I just don't know.
It's going to be a good chess game.
They probably have
it's going to be a long series, hopefully, 6 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Both coaches have coached at a high level with really good teams. Nate McMillan is getting an extension with the Atlanta Hawks to be their future coach.
100%. He did really well with Trey Young and them. So
yeah, I think when he took over, they were 27-11, and they basically
they almost missed the playoffs without him. I swear they're out of the playoffs. No, in the beginning.
Yeah, they were playing like ass before he came in when Lloyd Pierce was still the head coach.
Yeah. I think it was 10th, right? Like 10th or really bad.
Yeah. As soon as he came in, they were 27-11, and they shut down New York's defense. Julius Randle, he can only go up with one hand. They all knew he was going left, so they just kept doubling him. And once they double him, the offense was just discombobulated. And they don't have the type of shooters Atlanta had, which is what led to their offense being stagnant. I think they only averaged 97 points for the series. But we mentioned this earlier, though. I mean, we talked about this even on the podcast when the Raptors were playing Atlanta. Even when their main starters were out, their bench is really deep where they still look like they have a starting unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with the Knicks, we talked about this when we were making the predictions. We said if Julius Randle played like a Pascal Siakam in the bubble because it was his first time in the playoffs, that they had no chance to win the series.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what he did. I mean, the guy was shooting 27% from the field for the series, and all he was doing was getting mad and trying to bully people on the court physically.
Yeah, even Barrett too. Barrett didn't step up the series either. He could have played a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're going. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just really hope the next team doesn't get split apart or blown apart.
No, this is just a learning experience.
Yeah, 100%. it's RJ Barrett's first playoff experience. And same with I don't know if this is Randall, but Randall needs to like not attend the same school as Pascal Siakam and actually become a better playoff player.
No, I have a lot more faith in Randall than Siakam at this point. I don't know. I just feel like Randall has a lot more in his game. I think he'll improve over the next season.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of leadership on that team though. So
yeah,
he had a big role. So and I just think he just crumbled under the pressure of too much to handle.
Yeah.
If he had a smaller role, he'd be doing good. Like same thing with Siakam. Siakam had too much of a big role in the bubble. He wasn't used to it, being the focal point of a defense for a full series.
Well, one thing we definitively know about Julius Randle after this series is that he's not a number one option. That's a given now. I mean, he's like a Pascal Siakam. I'd say at best maybe a borderline second option, but I'd say third option for sure.
But in the NBA, there's not enough number one options going around.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are joint teaming up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably 10, maybe 10 to 15 guys you consider number one options. And
you think
a lot of them are playing together.
You're being, I was going to say you're being generous. I thought there was only I would say 5, maybe 7 people I'd say number one option.
Like maybe 8, 7, 8.
Well, there's 3 on thing.
Nets.
There's 3 on the Nets, I know.
On Nets, nah. Kyrie, if you separate those guys, James Harden's not getting.
No, Kyrie was doing it up by himself last year.
Yo, Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant, maybe Jason Tatum, LeBron James.
Wait, are you talking about leadership or are you talking about just straight clutch?
No, just a number one option.
Wait, where was Kyrie when he was a number one option?
Kyrie
last
wasn't
year
a number
when
one option.
Durant was injured.
Add Giannis to that list.
Yeah, they were in 8th. They were 8th place.
Yeah, but the team was pretty ass too, no?
Even on Cleveland, bro, he wasn't even a number one option.
I think if they played the Raptors with Kyrie, it would have been a gentleman sweep. If he was playing.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Kyrie's not one, but
James Harden.
How about Tatum?
I'm talking about guys that are capable of taking their team to at least the conference finals as a number one option.
Yeah, so 2 on Brooklyn, 2 on Clippers, or just 1 on Clippers. What do you think?
No one.
No, Paul George took his team to the conference finals, but he had David West and Roy Hibbert in them.
Okay, so just a little Kawhi. I don't think Paul George can do it now.
How about Tatum?
Tatum, yeah, I'd say he could.
Yeah, I think Jason Tatum was Paul George before the injury.
Yeah.
Like that's
he's more D's though.
Yeah.
And I'd say LeBron, AD. So that's what 6. That's 7 right there.
You think AD couldn't get past the second round? I don't think AD's a number one option.
No. AD's more of a number 2.
Okay, and AD's out.
And then
Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damian's number 1. Yeah, for sure.
Luka, Jokic.
Luka, I think, is on the verge of becoming a number 1 option.
I think he is, man. I think he is right now. I would take him over any of those players.
You take him over because of the age, right?
Not the age, but performance too.
Yeah, he's performing right now during the series, man.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Luka was drafted by Phoenix and it was Luka and Devin Booker on the same team?
Wait, so do you think Devin Booker is one or no?
No. How
about Chris Paul?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Chris Paul could be one. He's a leader.
Okay, Giannis is one, obviously.
No.
I think Chris Paul's a leader.
Giannis took his team to conference finals.
I know, but who did he play though? He played the Orlando Magic.
How about Joel Embiid?
No.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I'd say we're gonna figure it out right now. This is Giannis's time to prove whether or not he's a number 1 option.
And you know what? Who might be one in the making soon? Trae Young. We'll see.
Yeah,
for sure.
How about John Morant?
Oh yeah, John Morant's in the making.
Yeah, Jaja.
Yeah, you can't put John Morant even get out of the first round. Donovan Mitchell looks like he's
wait. He is saying up and coming. I'm saying John Morant's up and coming number 1 option.
On the cusp, John Morant, but yeah, he performed. He has the same career playoff high as Steph Curry right now.
Yeah.
We forgot about Steph Curry, bro. Steph Curry's number 1 option, 100%.
Yeah.
Clay.
Well, I think Clay's the number 1 option, to be honest.
Yeah, but we don't know how he is with the ball and it's like dribbling and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they complement each other very well. And like you said, Ja Morant's career high, I think, is 47. Steph Curry is 47. Ja Morant played what? He played 5 games in the playoffs, and Steph Curry played like 112. And they both have the same career high. But Donovan Mitchell looks like he's an up-and-coming number 1 option right now. We're going to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a handful, but at the end of the day, there's only a few that can get to the final stage and win a championship.
So yeah, what goes back to the question where we're talking about New York and Julius Randle.
Yeah.
They're not going to get a number 1 option unless they draft him or pull off a miraculous trade, but they wouldn't risk that.
I don't know. I mean, because Brooklyn kind of laid out the game, the same blueprint, as in like having a good organization run by a good GM and good ownership. And then, they made it to the playoffs a couple years ago when D'Angelo became an all-star. And then Kyrie and stuff all decided to come, right? Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and then James Harden eventually. And New York Knicks kind of have the same blueprint right now where it's like they have a good team, a good leadership.
They don't have the same blueprint. They don't have the cap space to sign 2 max contracts.
Not 2 max, yeah. But I'm saying like they could do inside trades. The only thing that's toxic about them is really the owner himself.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why no one's signing with them, right?
Yeah, no one wants to fuck with James Dolan. But at the end of the day, if they keep playing like this, like who doesn't want to play at the Garden? Did you see how crazy it was? They were playing like it was pre-pandemic, like 16,000 fans in the crowd. And I don't know, man. Trae Young, you got to give him a lot of credit. The man dropped 36 to close it out at the Garden and bowed down. And
that was ice cold, man.
Yeah, he played the villain role pretty nicely in that series.
And Clint Capella's like, we're coming back to New York to sweep you guys or some shit.
Yeah, he's only talking shit when they're up 3-1.
You can tell that Trae Young was in Julius Randle's and things had like the whole team, like the whole starting 5. You can tell, like you can see the press conference. They're so pissed off with the questions the interviewers were asking.
Mm-hmm. I do think there's for this matchup with the 76ers and Atlanta Hawks, I feel like there's obviously Joel Embiid is a huge question mark because of the fact that he has a small meniscus tear, and we don't know how long it's going to take for him to come back or how long the 76ers are going to hold him out for. But without him, this gives Atlanta a huge edge because they can spread the floor because they don't have a legit center after that. Dwight Howard, can he match up with Clint Capella? Sure. But if they really want to go small, they can spread out the 76ers. I mean, 76ers aren't as deep as the Atlanta Hawks, right?
I think Philly is like, what, 7-8 deep probably?
Yeah, and like, that's like they're not every given night. I mean, they lost a game to Washington the first time Joel Embiid went out, right?
Yeah.
But what I want to say was Danny Green, bro. Where was his 3-point shooting when he was with the Raptors? Like I saw, he was never missing. Every time I saw him shoot, he wasn't missing.
Weird. He must be having a kid or some shit.
Wait, which game?
5.
Every time I saw him, he had like 3-4 threes in each game. Like he was shooting like threes, like clutch threes too. It wasn't even just like random threes at random times. It was crazy. I don't know.
Yo, man, he's an X factor for any team.
Yeah, because it's good to know he still has it.
He gets stupid hate for no reason, yo. That guy's actually he did well for us, man. I don't know how much you guys talk shit about. I think he did well.
Yeah, I know. In the finals, in that first game,
starting player, not really, but like he's so cute.
You just say he did well last game or like overall?
No, not last game. I think
every time you watched him, he saw him hit like.
Oh yeah.
It was like the first 4 games. I swear he was like knocking down shots. Obviously, Joel Embiid was a huge reason to that because they were getting open shots with double team, right? But no, I definitely don't think Danny Green deserves the slander he gets because at the end of the day, you've seen the huge games he had for the Spurs and for the Raptors. I think it was game 3 when Curry was without Klay Thompson. He dropped 47 that game, I think.
Right.
I mean, Danny Green hit 6 threes. Remember, like he was just dropping bucket after bucket, and he's the reason why we were able to blow him out that game.
Yeah.
But for this series, we're gonna let's go with our picks, and let's see if we can get this right because clearly me, Bravs, and Anuja were wrong about the New York pick with Julius Randle forgetting how to play basketball.
Man, how long is Joel Embiid out for?
It's to be decided. I don't know yet. I mean,
what's the injury?
TBD, huh?
What's his injury?
It's a meniscus tear, a small one.
Dylan, what's usually how long do they get out for?
I think 2 weeks.
2
Yeah.
weeks?
They probably wanted this series to go a little bit longer with Knicks and ATL.
Yo, to be honest, if Embiid's out, yo, Hawks might steal this, yo.
He's not going to be out for the whole thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows, man? They're setting up a date with a big team next round. That's going to be a big series, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we're
gonna
going to do a pick for this one?
I'm going Philly in 6.
Yeah.
Philly in 6? I'm going to
Yeah,
go
I'm gonna do
Philly
6.
in 5.
Do Philly in 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying if Joel Embiid's healthy, it's Philly in 5. If he's not, it's Philly in 6.
Yeah, I'm saying Philly in 6.
Yeah.
Philly in 6, yo.
5.
Joel Embiid, I think he'll be back for game 2. I don't know how. I think his process is going to speed up depending on how that game goes, that first game.
Yeah.
But damn, that's definitely going to be. I mean, the second round, I'm actually a lot happier that Atlanta made it through over New York because I feel like New York would have got done up by Philly.
Yeah.
Like there would have been no answer because I think Ben Simmons would have shut down Julius even worse than how Atlanta did. And yeah.
Yeah, but I think you guys are right though. Atlanta has a lot of weapons, yo. But let's see. Let's see what happens.
I mean, look at who they have. I mean, they changed Rondo, who's not doing anything really for the Clippers, to
Yeah.
Lou Will, Lemon Pepper Lou.
He's killing it.
Yeah, like off the bench, him, Gallinari. Then you got Bogdanovich in the starting lineup. You got Kevin Huerter.
Gallinari's an ex-starter, bro. I think for the Nuggets, right? Or for the Knicks or some shit.
Yeah, he was on the Knicks, the Nuggets, OKC Thunder, Clippers. He was on all of those teams.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, look at their bench: Lou Will, Gallinari, Kevin Herter, and then they got Bogdanovich coming off. I mean, he was off the bench first, but now he's a starter because of how he's been shooting the ball.
Mhm.
They got DeAndre Hunter back, who was their high draft pick a few years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 or 3
Yeah,
years ago.
and then they got Ice Cold Trey, and then they got
DeAndre Hunter came over in the Trae Young trade, right?
I think so. It must have been the double pick for Luka Doncic, right?
Yeah. It's a good trade for ATL. I mean, not obviously Luka's once in a lifetime, but Trae Young and Hunter together,
Mhm.
they're pretty
Yeah.
good to grow
Like,
together.
I mean, compared to what people were drawing out the narrative to be when Luka was in his first year running away with the rookie of the year, because Trae Young started coming off and going off on the second quarter, right? I mean, sorry, second half of the season in his rookie year.
Mhm.
And to see how much he's showing up now in the playoffs and stuff, it doesn't seem that drastic of or that lopsided of a trade anymore on draft night. All right. Well, any final thoughts about that before we move on to the actual second round matchup everyone's been looking for since the start of the
No.
season?
Let's
No.
move on.
All right. So let's get to that series. I know Dylan's been licking his lips for this series for a while. And this is a make it or break it thing for Giannis, I'm thinking, because, this is the third straight year
Yeah, weird.
that he's trying to go win a ring, but this might be his toughest matchup thus far. And he's got to go
This
up
would have
against.
been, this would have been a sick conference finals matchup.
Yeah, but we can't always. I mean, we're getting it around earlier, so might as well do it. But this is a three-headed monster going up against a three-headed monster. 3 versus 3, basically, but the Brooklyn Nets are on another level with basically 2 MVPs and one.
You cannot say 3 versus 3, man. Who you say? Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis?
Yeah.
It's not a 3-headed monster. Yo, the Nets 3-headed monster. Remember that the 3-headed dogs from Harry Potter? That's the Nets. That's the Nets 3.
Man, really? It's not a sci-fi we're doing here. It's a podcast.
But
Yo, Harry Potter's not sci-fi. Come on, get it straight, yo.
Listen, man, Giannis is in his prime. Durant is a little bit fragile now.
Yeah.
And Drew Holiday can lock up either Kyrie or James Harden.
Yo, KD's a toothpick, bro. Get it right.
I know last time I saw Kyrie was making Drew Holiday look a little googly-eyed with his handles.
I mean, it's going to happen, of course, but Kyrie's going to have to, whoever Drew Holiday's guarding is going to work their ass off for points.
Right. Yo, Drew Holiday underrated. Yo, we all know this. All
I mean,
people on the podcast know this.
No, they both got a few solid pieces off the bench too. Like Brian Forbes is killing it on the Bucks right now, shooting what like 45 or 50% from
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, I think the X factor here for me in this series is going to be Brook Lopez too.
Oh yeah, I read about that
Mhm.
too. Brook Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big dude. I mean, he has size, and the Brooklyn Nets don't have size, and he's going against his former team, right?
DeAndre Jordan, yo.
Yeah, and they didn't really have to deal with any big man last series, so
Yeah.
all they had to do is see Tristan
Daniel
Thompson.
Tice.
Brooke. I was gonna say Brock Lesnar. Brooke Lopez. Brooke Lopez is gonna turn back the clock and go off against his old team. This is the team that drafted him, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think for the Milwaukee Bucks, like one thing you can say for sure is their 3 stars that they have are going to play defense and definitely compete on that end to try and not stop these guys on the Brooklyn Nets, but slow down the 3-headed monster. And another thing I wanted to say was that Drew Holiday in the series against Miami apparently was a plus 88 for the series, which is crazy to hear as a stat.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
It's
He
plus
takes
minus.
people out of the game. Like he'll make someone like a non-factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was averaging like 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, or 17 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds for the series.
Yo, he's super underrated.
Yeah.
He's super underrated.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of know back if you go back and look at his performance against Dame Dollar in that Portland series in the first round, they swept him being the underdog, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that was,
and Milwaukee has the most rest. When was their last game? Like a week ago, right?
yeah, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, they're a little bit weak on the power forward section.
Mm,
But I guess Giannis can play up a bit, depending on the size. But then they do have Bobby Portis, which he puts in quality tough minutes too.
yeah.
So
The only person that's not going to be there is DiVincenzo, who went out with a foot injury. But
yeah, I'm just gonna see PJ Tucker getting a lot of minutes this series.
yeah,
Well, they have Bobby Portis too. Bobby Portis is pretty good too.
Yo, he is. By far is good. But PJ Tucker's
Yeah.
nasty too, yo. I forgot he was on the Bucks.
Yeah, they have a lot of defenders that can stop the three players on Brooklyn.
Jeez, yo,
Yeah.
I'm excited now, yo. I'm going Celtics. I'm sorry, I'm going
That game's Saturday. Game on Saturday.
yeah.
Hey, Celtics.
my man's still scarred. My man's still scarred from the last series.
Yo, I'm going Bucks on this, yo.
Nah, you really? You're actually going Bucks?
Bucks, yeah.
No.
7.
Yeah, you know what?
So Saturday might be a big day for games. It's gonna might have Game 7 of Denver, Portland, and LA Phoenix,
What do you mean? LA plays ending tonight, bro.
and Milwaukee,
No.
Brooklyn, Game 1.
LeBron's dropping a 40-point triple-double tonight.
LeBron's not going out like this.
What's it called? With this series, man, this is going to be really close. But like you guys said, I think one of you guys mentioned the fact Brian Forbes is definitely an underrated player coming from the San Antonio system. But the man dropped like 5, 6, 7 threes in a few games here. And he's one of the reasons why they were able to blow out 2 of the games, basically.
Is your boy Thenistas playing or no?
Nah, he's just in street clothes Judas.
Mm.
Who?
Giannis's brother.
Oh, yeah.
He's more of like a mascot cheerleader type thing.
He's a mascot for Greece.
Yeah, he's part of Giannis's contract too.
He's getting FIBA.
Buy one, get one free, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're probably like, yo, keep him on the roster or dip it.
They were trying to get the other.
Sorry, what?
No, I'm just gonna say they were trying to get the other brother in, but Lakers signed him first.
Wait.
Yeah.
I think there's one more coming up.
How's Dante DiVincenzo doing? I haven't been following him.
Well, he's the one that he's injured. He's not gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah, that guy's good too, yo.
Yeah, no,
they got another white guy on the team too, right? Pat
Yeah,
Connaughton.
Matt Connaughton.
Yeah.
He's the one.
Yeah, he did the dunk competition.
I think he's gonna be the one replacing DiVincenzo in the starting lineup.
Yeah,
And I keep Brian Forbes still on the bench coming off his 6th man. But Dylan, you said something about his other brother that's coming into the league soon.
Yeah, they have one more playing high school ball, I think, or
That guy can shoot threes.
Yeah.
No way.
I think if he develops, he'll probably end up being the best brother. Close to
He's a hybrid.
yeah. We'll see.
Where is he? Is he in Greece or is he here?
No, I think he's playing.
He's in some sort of men's league.
Oh, true.
But what do you guys tell, Kyrie Irving, these guys are like the Showtime Lakers from the 80s. They're going to put on a heavy, heavy show.
Yo, let's go. Bucks and 7. Let's go.
I think Bucks are gonna put up a huge fight against the Nets, but I think the Nets are gonna find some sort of way to come through. So I'm saying Nets in 7.
There's so many narratives here, like who the best player in the East is between Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Giannis. And then you got the narrative of Giannis and James Harden from a few years ago talking shit to each other about the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kyrie trying to get his revenge on Milwaukee from getting blown out in that 5-game series a couple years ago before he left Boston.
Yeah.
So many backstories behind it. Brook Lopez playing his former team. Like there's so many narratives here. But sorry, Braz, you're trying to say something. I cut you off.
No. It was my fault. I was gonna ask you, is that guy they picked up from Europe on the Nets team? Is he doing well right now?
Mike James? No, remember you said he's gonna be an X factor, and Dylan was like, huh?
Yeah.
He played like garbage minutes, didn't he?
Yeah.
God damn it.
7th, 8th man is not an X factor day.
Word, bullshit.
No, but he definitely. His only highlight with the Nets really was against the Raptors in that off the backboard alley-oop to Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
But KD's trying to reclaim the throne of being the best player in the league, and man, his jumper looks so smooth right now. It's scary to watch him right now in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But then again, it's also easy to not get double teamed when you have another MVP and another superstar caliber, borderline superstar in Kyrie.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this in the previous series. What y'all think about that little kid, the 21-year-old who threw the water bottle at Kyrie almost?
That was a good one.
Yeah, I think he threw it just because Kyrie stepped on the logo for the Celtics.
But I think what it did was it took the narrative from Kyrie being that villain to everything being about that kid.
And took away Kyrie's villain. Yeah.
Yeah, because KG and Glenn Baby Davis were talking shit to him, saying, "Yo, you can't be doing that."
Yeah.
But because the kid was the highlight of it, I feel like it took away from Kyrie actually being the villain and people talking shit about him.
100%.
Yeah.
And because he came out already and said something about the Boston fans being racist and stuff, and he hopes they don't do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then a white guy throwing a water bottle at him obviously doesn't help that situation.
No, it doesn't.
Kyrie's whack, man.
Yeah. If he wasn't such a good ball player, I think no one would be talking about him right now. But
I don't know. Kyrie,
he's the Kanye West of basketball, right?
100%. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, he talks about random shit, bro.
Did you see the way he stomped on the the logo?
Yeah.
Someone edited like a swollen eye for the Celtics logo after. I saw it online. But I know.
It was a little feminine the way he did it too. I guess.
Yeah,
it was like he's wearing high heels.
Yeah. It looked like
Show him next time.
Yeah, you want to show it? How he did it?
No, but Kyrie himself, man, he's hated by teams and hated by so many people now.
Yeah.
Which fan base likes him other than Brooklyn? No one, really.
Well, what's it called? Yeah, no, Kyrie, the Brooklyn fans obviously like him. Some Cleveland fans still love him because of the championship, obviously hitting that big shot for them.
Yeah.
But I think his off-court shenanigans is whatever. It's kind of whack, but obviously the man's an amazing ball player, one of the best finishers of all time, best ball handlers of all time.
Yeah, best handles. Crossover.
Yeah. So, even though he had his little,
Also, Drew.
He had that bad ending in Cleveland and then the bad ending in Boston. But at the end of the day, if they win a chip this year, no one's going to talk shit because he'll be a 2-time champion.
Right.
Yeah, I think Tatum deserves a shout out for the way he played against the Nets.
Yo, he was nasty, Tatum.
Yeah. I literally said it. I think I predicted this series right because I said they're gonna win one game, right? And
yeah.
Tatum draws 50.
Yeah.
You have to give Jimmy Butler though the donkey of the playoffs so far.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry.
100. No, but I agree with you. Jimmy deserves a fucking.
Is he donkey of the day?
Yo,
the donkey of the day, man. Yeah. Bro, yeah. Brian Forbes did way better than Jimmy Butler.
He outscored him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But he wants a big contract. He's looking for $200 million.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna get $200 instead. But no, like him and Bam Adebayo, they both play like ass, And
I don't know what happened.
Honestly, I didn't hear shit about the Miami series. You see highlights or you see hype and stuff. I didn't hear anything about the series. No,
there was nothing to show.
Yeah, no Tyler Hero, no Robinson, Yo, the squad was quiet.
Robinson had
Disgusting.
that first game when it went into overtime when they won when Milwaukee only won by 2 points.
Mm.
Robinson had a good game that day. I think he had 7 threes for the night, but after that they shut him down basically. Or they stopped going to him. Tyler Hero was nowhere to be found. Everyone just kept saying, "Thank God we didn't do the Kyle Lowry trade for Tyler Hero." And everyone in Laker Town is like, "Yo, why didn't Lakers just trade Taylor Horton Tucker for Kyle Lowry with Dennis Schroeder the way he laid a goose egg last game,
Right.
and Montrezl Harrell or KCP, one of those guys, because they're not playing at all. Like Montrezl Harrell isn't playing at all. I don't know what Vogel's doing with that coaching situation, but
If Trevor Ariza's starting on your team,
yeah,
at the point of his life, then you have no chance.
yeah, that's true. Like I think we're underestimating how much Jay Crowder and Kelly Olynyk brought to that roster last season in the bubble.
Yeah, and if Oladipo was there, they'd probably get a couple more wins.
No, but Kelly Olynyk was nasty. Was a good addition to the squad.
Yeah,
Iguodala too, man, playing 26 minutes. Come on.
Yeah, Iguodala's a superstar. We know this, bro.
he's a stupid star or a superstar.
Yo, you put words in my mouth, yo.
Those guys, they're at the tail end of their careers, and they're not
getting minutes.
Yeah, they're not difference makers for that team. They really fucked up by not re-signing Jay Crowder. Yeah. But because I mean, you see how he's making a difference. I know he's had an up and down series with the Phoenix Suns, but for the most part, the last few games he's been doing it up.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, with the Miami Heat, they really didn't put up a fair. It wasn't a fair fight. You know, they were overrated this season based off coming off a finals run last year and being the defending Eastern Conference champions. But Milwaukee, faced their demons and they went head on against the Miami Heat. And took them out. Did them one better because Miami did the gentleman swept them last season, and these guys completely swept them this year. And none of the games are really competitive aside from the first one. And the Lakers should take some tips from this because they try to avoid the Lakers in the second round, and now they're struggling they might not even make it out of the first round. They're struggling to beat the Dallas Mavericks.
Word.
They basically, made their own bed, and that's all she wrote. But, Clippers series still not done, but we'll see how that ends up. But it's not looking too good for them.
There's no leadership there on that team. I think Miami's issue was I think Jimmy Butler's taking too much of a leadership role. He's just running everyone. He probably just he just tells everyone what to do.
He didn't even look like he was running anyone during the playoffs. Like he didn't even look angry. I don't know why Udonis Haslem was wiling on the bench. He has what
he threw a chair.
I think Jimmy Butler knows in his head he can't win a championship with this team. He took them to the finals.
Why? You don't think Udonis Haslem and Jimmy Butler is a sick dynamic duo?
Yo, Haslem is up for retirement, bro.
This is last season.
Haslem's been on Heat for 20 years, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Close to. He got a final year this year. He got one.
Huh? He's been there his whole career.
Yeah, he's from Miami. That's his hometown.
Yeah.
Not drafted. He was undrafted, but he got picked up the same year as Dwayne Wade. They came in together, and he got to play one game this year, and he got ejected in 2 minutes against Dwight Howard.
Yo, he has 2 rings or 1 ring?
No, I think Dwight Howard tried to grab his dick. I saw a video. I think.
Oh shit!
TikTok.
Don't tell people.
No, to answer your question, Browse, he's a 3-time champion.
Oh geez.
He was there during the LeBron time, and he was also there when Dwayne Wade and Shaq were together.
Yeah.
He was a starter, but he was a starter for a lot of his career too. I think.
Yeah, he had some big moments against the Indiana Pacers when Paul George and them were playing the Miami Heat.
Yo, he's a good defender. I remember.
Yeah, and he had that nice mid-range jumper.
Miami's gonna attract a free agent though for sure. Maybe a B level.
A rumor.
They're not worried, man. They knew they weren't gonna win the Eastern Conference. They know they weren't gonna make it out of there this year.
But they were confident because of the fact that they're playing the Milwaukee Bucks. They thought the demons would come and bite them in the ass. But Milwaukee, Drew Holiday said this before the series started. He said, we're just a little bit more talented than they are, and we're going to take them out.
Yeah.
And with Jimmy Butler, he wasn't that vocal. I didn't see him. He looked like he was down for the most part. They just, literally drained him out. And Udonis Haslam, I don't know what's wrong. I think he needs to go bald. I saw a bunch of spots on his head.
Yeah, swing into Dalmatian.
101 Dalmatian.
Yeah.
Gorilla.
Oh man! All right. Well, this series, what are we saying? Because I know this is gonna be hard to figure out.
7, Nets
Not
and
that
7.
hard, man.
It's not.
Nets
It's
and
not.
six.
Nets and 7.
So
Nets and 6. I think Milwaukee's gonna win the first game. Nets are gonna win about 3 in a row. But yeah, Nets and 6. Milwaukee to win the first game.
so you're giving Milwaukee no chance at all to win the series.
No.
No?
We already know who's gonna win the championship. I can tell you already who's gonna win the championship already.
Who? Tell me who.
Brooklyn Nets, man. I don't know why we're doing this podcast right now.
If the Nets win, does Aldridge get a championship too? Like a ring?
No, he's only there for like 3 hours.
He's there for 2.5 weeks.
Well, just because.
Come on, man. Just bless him up, man.
Yeah.
He's not. If he takes it, he's a custody. Bro, like
Yeah.
he was there for like 3 hours. That doesn't even count. If
But yo,
that's-
I'm going with the Bucks in 7.
Come on, guys.
Going against
Seriously.
the odds.
Didn't Aldridge play for like 5, 6
Yeah,
games?
you play 5 games, yo. 3-4 games.
That's not enough for a ring, but he can get 1 diamond.
listen,
Okay, we'll tell Kyrie to give
And
him
he'll put it in his forehead like little Uzi Vert, like this.
listen. If Aldridge can get a ring with the Brooklyn Nets, and in 3 hours of playing with them or being with them,
couldn't deal, I'll be pissed.
no. This is what I'm saying. Jonas, Delon Wright, CJ Miles, they all deserve rings for the Raptors run. And the Cleveland Cavaliers need to go give Ilgauskas a ring too.
Oh,
Are we writing these picks or no, man? Did you write the picks from the last round?
Wait, for the last round, like what we did?
Yeah, did you write them down, the picks?
Yeah, well, we already know. Basically, for the Nets series, we all said it was 4 or 5. No one said it was going more than that.
Okay.
For the Miami series with the Milwaukee Bucks, we said it was going to be done in 6 or 7. No one thought it was going to be a sweep. And Atlanta Hawks New York series, we thought that it was going to go 6 or 7. 6 or 7, but it ended up being a 5-game series, sorry. And then the 76ers and the
was a sweep.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be, if Russell Westbrook got in Russell Westbrook's way, we knew it was going to be a short series.
All right. Well, for this one, I'm going to go Brooklyn and 6.
And Anujan, you said the same thing?
7.
Nets and 7?
Nets and 7, yeah.
Bravs?
yo, Bucks in 7.
Ravi.
Yo, listen.
Let's make this interesting. I'm going to say Bucks and 7 too.
I believe
Come on,
in
guys.
Giannis, I believe in Drew, and I believe in Chris Middleton. So let's see.
Listen, this is one thing that they're not going to be able to compete with. I think Brook Lopez is going to be a huge X factor in this game, in this series, because he likes to take advantage of mismatches when there's no one guarding him. And who's going to guard him? He's a huge body, bro. He's a legit 7-foot big. He's the size of a Joel Embiid.
No, they have that young guy with the blonde dreads.
Nick Claxton, bro. That guy can't guard Kevin Durant in the post.
No. He's built like Kevin Durant, bro.
How about DeAndre Jordan, though? DeAndre Jordan is like the CN Tower, and you got Brook Lopez, who's like Eiffel Tower. Actually, vice versa.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin is not going to, Blake Griffin is not going to he's not going to be able to guard Brook Lopez. And if they do stay small, I can see Brook Lopez taking advantage of it.
Word.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I agree. This is why Bucks and 7.
But you're forgetting they still have
Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie.
power forward. They have what's that guy's name? Not Claxton.
Blake Griffin?
Jeff
Joe
Green's
Harris?
coming back.
Jeff Green's been out for a while. I don't know if he'll probably be back. He'll probably be back in the middle of the series.
So they had Bruce Brown playing power forward too one time.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is
And they have Timothy Loire-Cabarrot as well.
Kakarot.
Yo, when is Spencer Dinwiddie coming back? I swear they said he's gonna come back.
No, bro. He tore his ACL like at the start.
And don't forget they have Reggie Perry too.
Oh, wow. Who's that guy?
Is
Oh,
Mike
they have Johnson. They have what's his name? Alonzo Johnson. Yeah.
Tyler Johnson's looking like Riff Raff.
Not Tyler Johnson. What's the other guy's name? Remember the guy the Raptors signed? 10
Huh?
day?
Who?
Remember the Raptors signed 10 day?
Oh, Alize Johnson.
Yeah,
Tyler Johnson's looking like a single mom right now.
He's looking like the.
right?
Alize Johnson looks like the Target version of Jimmy Butler, but what's it called? Tyler Johnson is looking like Riff Raff. You seen that, right?
Right. The little mullet. Not mullet, the little, what do you call it? Drew curls?
Yeah. The way he turned around when Kyrie got the water ball thrown at him was.
Okay, so that's our prediction.
Yeah, so me and Bravs are going Bucks in 7, and you guys are going Bucks in. Well, you're going Nets in 6. And Dylan's going Nets in 6, and you're going Nets in 7, right?
Yeah.
Defensive thing is gonna be crazy though for the Bucks because they got Middleton. They got what's crazy? Giannis could even play the 5 in the series.
Yeah.
Giannis could play the 5. Peter Tucker plays the 4. They got Drew at the 1.
They got the bigger team for sure.
Yeah, like they can go small to match whoever, and Giannis can dominate whoever is there.
Yeah.
Because they got shot makers now.
Brooklyn's gonna push it, man. They're gonna be running up and down, running gun.
Yo, Tom.
Milwaukee's slow.
What if you're saying Giannis plays the 5? Imagine a lineup of Drew Holiday, Brian Forbes, Middleton, PJ Tucker, and Giannis, bro. They're all spreading the floor. They can't spread. What do you mean they can't double team Giannis? Like those are legit shot
They
makers.
put Durant on Giannis.
Huh?
They could put Durant on Giannis.
Bro, Durant's gonna get bullied. Have you not seen the highlights when Giannis plays him? Bro, he bullies him like he's a little boy, like a 3-year-old boy. I know, obviously they're gonna both score on each other, but I mean, I'm excited for the matchup for Saturday, and
You're gonna see the run and gun, man. It's gonna look like Lob City up in Brooklyn.
why? Because DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin are gonna get bare minutes.
Yeah, and like it's gonna be bare alley-oops.
If Chris Paul loses in this series against the Lakers in the first round, is he gonna come over to Brooklyn for a 10-day contract quick?
No, I think he needs to find like a place to settle down now, man.
Why?
In his career to be a backup. Like he just has to go into backup mode for 5 years and finish his career.
The man, he's gonna decline his $44.4 million contract to sign a multi-year deal for $100 million, I think, with Phoenix.
Nah, man. He should keep the 44 mil and then I mean he can team's gonna want to
with the Lakers.
No, if Phoenix, if he's gonna get the deal regardless whether they make it out of this round or not, but he's gonna get like an extra $5-6 million and get a $50 million contract for the next 2 years. And then I think he's done. I think he's gonna retire, maybe do a minimum and go to a team to make a run for another championship.
So 25 a year, right?
Yeah. Word on the block is that everyone thinks the finals is gonna be Nets versus Phoenix. I don't know about all that, but Dylan, your prediction is Nets are gonna hold that championship at the end of the season?
Yeah.
And
they're gonna win the WNBA, NBA, NFL, everything.
And Durant's gonna get his 3rd Finals MVP, or is it gonna be?
James Harden's gonna get it.
Yeah, I think James Harden's gonna get it.
He's the most important part of the big three. He's the one who plays the most by himself.
Yeah.
Without like Durant or Kyrie. Kyrie and Durant usually are playing together, but James Harden plays by himself.
Yeah, one thing.
He replaced Russell Westbrook with Kyrie, eh?
I'll say that again.
So they replaced Russell Westbrook with Kyrie.
Yeah, I know. That's basically what it is. Because they even have Jeff Green, right? Jeff Green, they got through that Boston trade.
It's going to be Brooklyn against the winner of the Clippers-Dallas series.
So you really think Phoenix is going to beat the Lakers?
Well,
no.
They won't be playing Clippers or Dallas. They'll be playing Utah, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, is Chris Paul going to play, though?
Yeah, I don't know. He got injured last game. No, but I know what you're saying, Dylan, but at the end of the day, the Clippers are going to have to face Phoenix or Portland or Denver or Lakers, right? Before they get to the championship round.
Yeah, one of those 4.
Yeah, so you really think Clippers or Dallas are going to come out of the conference?
Yeah, they're the 2 best teams I've seen so far.
Okay, all right.
In there.
All right.
Well, Phoenix is okay too, but they're just kind of small and they don't have the experience.
DeAndre Ayton's looking like a beast, though. I'm not going to lie.
If Ibaka comes back, they have a good chance.
Yeah. Then they can, yeah, for sure. Damn, bro.
And Dallas went big, giant ball with Boban in the middle of last game.
Yeah.
And Porzingis at the power forward. I almost shit my pants when I saw that one.
Porzingis isn't even looking like Porzingis right now. He's looking like
Bargnani.
Yeah, I saw a meme like that. I saw a meme with the guy taking KP's face off and then showing a thing, Bayarni's face.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, bro, you know how nasty. Okay, if Brian Colangelo just knew how to be a proper GM, bro, Jason Tatum would be on the Philadelphia 76ers right now. And that would have been a crazy Eastern Conference matchup with Ben Simmons, Tatum, and Joel Embiid against whoever comes out of the Brooklyn-Milwaukee series.
What did he do? How did he mess up, Brian Colangelo?
Yeah, the Boston Celtics had the number 1 pick, and they traded it to Philly for the 3rd pick and another first round. So something similar to what like the Trae Young Luka Doncic trade.
Yeah,
getting a higher first round pick for a lower first round pick and another one from another draft year, right?
Yeah.
And so Markelle Fultz got drafted number 1.
Okay.
And then, whoever Boston was going to take with that number 1 pick, they ended up taking a number 3, which is Jason Tatum. And it worked out, right? I mean, bro, Jason Tatum, bro. I mean, even Donovan Mitchell was in the same draft. Donovan Mitchell got drafted by Denver and then got traded to Utah the year Gordon Hayward left to Boston. So many trades. If you go back and look at it, you're like, damn, bro. So many teams had so many opportunities to have a stacked team, or at least like a really good team, but it just didn't work out.
Right.
So those are our predictions for the Eastern Conference matchup. Obviously, we can't make our conference matchups for the second round matchups for the West right now. So we're gonna come back and make a video for that once the matchups are said and done. I think we kind of have do you guys have any idea in your minds of who you guys?
It's kind of tough because all 3 of those teams are like all 3 of those things. They're like all pretty tight. Like Clippers, Mavs, you don't know who's gonna come out. Nuggets and Portland, you don't know, and Phoenix and Lakers. Like I don't know because like Lakers have LeBron, so that's the reason why it's so hard to like predict on who's gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah, the fact that all of them were tied 2-2 at one point. I really thought this is why I wanted the Utah Jazz to go up against the Warriors, bro. I just felt like after the first game, once Grizzlies got that W, they got way too excited.
Yeah.
And Dillon Brooks gets into too much foul trouble. If Golden State was in that round against the Utah Jazz, they would have tripped out because Steph Curry would have went off against these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And their championship pedigree with Draymond Green and Steph Curry, I think Draymond Green would have, even though he's so much...
Kind of small, though.
Yeah, even though he is so much smaller, I think he would have used and abused Rudy Gobert to a certain extent.
Oh, come on.
What do you mean? You don't think so? Come on, this guy's been guarding big guys for so long.
All right.
I mean, I'm just saying. I just think. I mean, compared to Jonas Valanciunas, you don't think Draymond Green could have did a better job of defending him?
But Gobert's not doing anything, though.
What the? The man dropped 25, 13, and 3 blocks last game.
Last game, but he's usually around like the 12 and 12 area, like Drummond.
But I'm saying, like, getting him into foul.
Come on.
Getting him into foul trouble and getting him out of the game would have been a huge thing for them.
Yeah.
I think Draymond would have done better defensively, but offensively, this guy is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Compared to JV, so that's why I'd probably lean towards JV, to be honest, because JV brings a little bit of defense, but also he brings a lot more offense.
I think you guys would lean towards Memphis if Jaren Jackson Jr. had a better playoff run this year.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's 100% right now.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's why, like, he wasn't really doing a lot because he's just as good as Ja Morant when he's healthy.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts about the Eastern Conference second round predictions before we wrap this thing up?
That's it.
Could see the games going. It's going to be a much more competitive round for the East.
So everyone's confident with their picks for both series?
Lock it in.
Lock it in?
Lock it in.
So for you guys, your confident matchup right now is the 76ers and the Nets in the second round. And for us, it's the Bucks and the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so everyone's going Sixers.
Everyone's going Sixers for sure. I think it's going to be a closer matchup than a lot of people think for that series, especially if Joel Embiid's out. And I think Atlanta needs to go in and win this first game because Joel Embiid is not going to more than likely play.
Well,
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't liked the video, make sure you like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to it. What are y'all waiting for? Stop slacking, bro. And we'll be back with the Western Conference second round matchup predictions as soon as the matchups are done from the first round series. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The price I want for sure you gon' need.